So we're still waiting on the rest of the Epstein files, right, folks? I know Venezuela has been a great distraction for this administration. It allowed them to blow right past last Saturday's deadline of explaining all of the redactions they've made to the documents. But it has effectively, other than that, kept the Epstein files out of the news for an entire week. Even when we got new information about the cover-up taking place at Pam Bondi's Department of Justice with regard to the Epstein files. Nobody talked about it. And it's not like it was in some obscure, off-the-wall place, outlet that you've never heard of. It was in Politico. Politico had a major piece this week where they revealed that by the Department of Justice under Pam Bondi, under their own admission, they haven't even released 1% of the Epstein files that they were legally required to release more than 3 weeks ago now. And they haven't even given us a full 1%. More than 99% of the Epstein files, according to the DOJ, haven't been released. And yeah, a week ago or so, they also, we found another 1 million documents. Here is what Jay Clayton, top federal prosecutor in New York, said. More than 2 million documents remain in various phases of review and redaction. Clayton said about 12,285 documents totaling 125,575 pages had been released so far in response to the federal law requiring the vast majority of the files to be released publicly by December 19th. Clayton acknowledged that the Justice Department recently identified 1 million documents it had not initially included in its review, and he said those documents appeared to be largely duplicative of files DOJ had already been reviewing, but that they would nevertheless need to undergo a process of processing and deduplication. Deduplication. Okay. All right. Okay. But he also said, 99% of the files, we haven't released them yet. Because, as he said, we got to redact them. And he did go on to say, for the victims, the victims and other people's names in there, we don't want the public to see. And to that I say, most of the victims have come public. So having their name in there, they've already been public. Yes, I was a person that was trafficked by Epstein. You're not hiding, you're not protecting, you're not saving anybody by redacting the names of the people who have already come forward. And I'm sure if the DOJ simply talked to these women, they could get quick yes or no's. Do you want your information redacted? Yes or no? Okay, you. Got it. 2 redactions, 2 non-redactions. We're good to go. That saves us a lot of work. That is a 2-minute phone call with all these women. And they're the only names that should even be redacted. Well, we don't want people to get the wrong idea if, some other person's name is in there thinking they did something wrong. We can read the context. We can read the documents. Just because somebody's name is in there doesn't mean they did something wrong. Okay? That's not a danger to that individual. The only danger it is that they're going to have to explain why their name is in the document. Right? If the context is not clear from the document, which it really should be, then that individual can come out and say, listen, hey, here's what happened. The public can buy it or they can't. But that's on that person. They should have to explain why they were palling around with a guy who had already been a convicted pedophile for years. And if they can't explain it, then they deserve all of the discomfort that goes along with hanging out with a convicted pedophile. So there is no excuse for this to be taking this long. There is no excuse for the public to have less than 1% of the documents. Consult with the women, the victims, and if they want their information redacted, redact that. Other than that, release it in its entirety, and the men in those files, they can answer to the public and try to explain it away. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.